happiness does not retain in life. Do you believe that? Let's see how Barry Agile overweaves Nectar in a Sieve by Kamala Markanda. I will start off by giving a brief introduction about the background of the novel. As you can see on the screen, the author of the novel is Kamala Markanda, born in 1924 in Mysore, India. As she was a Brahmin and brought up amidst Indian traditions, she inculcates the authentic Indian essence in her novel. Being an Anglo-Indian novelist, she owns a title as one of the most important Indian novelists writing in English. Next, the plot line is set in a South Indian pastoral village, and Markanda tactfully indicates time by considering the physical growth and the psychological growth of the characters, seasons, and festivals, which Barry Agile too finds extraordinary. And next, if we have a quick glance at the characters and relationships, it is noticeable that Rukmani is the root of all these relationships. The protagonist, Rukmani, is a microcosm of ill-favored women in India. Even though she is presented as a child bride, she paves her own way as an empowered woman by passing the traditional life stages as marriage, procreation, work and duty, and end of wanting. And Markanda tactfully nuances the fate of being a woman in rural India. Over to you, Sara.
Thank you, Enuri. Now it's time for us to talk about social information. Let me start with culture and traditions. Tradition is a reason to make a woman a protagonist in this novel. If we consider the birth of a girl in an agricultural family, birth of girls are not birth for the family. Because when they marry, they scrape out all the earned money of their parents as a dowry for their marriage life. And in the other hand, it is that they are not help-worthy in the paddy fields and the others perceive it. Well, let's discuss about social. Class in Indian pastoral community is very rigid. The main idea the novel is trying to express about the change is that it's wrapping around transformation from pastoral to industrialized community and surrounding due to British influence. Nature is well connected to agriculture. Sometimes nature is a blessing and also becomes violence. Further in discussion of the main topic of this slide, let me explain about marriage. The important issues the protagonist Rukmani undergoes are dowry and child bride system. If we consider child bride system as facet of the whole, we can say that the innocent girls are deprived from the childhood dreams and desires and are forced to go through wifehood and motherhood. People in the past marry when they enter puberty. As I say, puberty is like a qualification. Secondly, is another issue pastoral families undergo is dowry system, as they cannot at least earn their daily earnings. This is why girls are not considered a precious gift. Now, let's discuss about religion. Hindus believe the ultimate decision maker. If we consider about the microcosm of Hinduism, which is the Hindu woman, it is she who is a divine woman, and she keeps suffering and she will work. Woman should bear children, then is not a woman. Religious and Brahmin perspectives. Over to you, Enuri.
Thank you, Sara. As for the political information is considered, there are two aspects as macropolitics and micropolitics. Colonization under macropolitics caused immeasurable changes in the village. Poverty of farmers, loss of culture and identity were major cons of it. And next, arrival of the tannery and the hospital transformed the agricultural economy into an industrial economy by destroying the traditional values of natives, and made them economic dependents over British, which is stated in Barry Agil's article as white man's exploitation of non-whites. And next, if we consider micropolitics, we'll first talk about gender. In India, it is prominent how males dominate females. They cherish the birth of a boy than a girl, as they need more and more labor to work in the fields, and this can be related to the situation of Ithara's birth in the novel. Secondly, if I consider capitalism and feudalism together, they simply explain how the rich and powered suppress the poor, which is exemplified through the zamindari system mentioned in the novel. And next, we'll look into the politics between educated versus uneducated. In India, the privilege for a better education was solely for men. However, Markandeya reverses this system and portrays Rukmani as an educated peasant amongst the parallels. That's all for political information. Over to you, Sara.
Let's focus minds towards the economical information. To begin with, let's discuss about tenant farming. This is a microcosm of agricultural economy. Since the novel is made with a background within a period of intense urban development, there is no doubt that this novelist has taken a tenant farmer, Nathan, to represent this facet. Secondly, let's discuss about inequity in resources. In the novel, lending system is highlighted. For example, money lenders are rich while money takers are poor. Thirdly, let me explain about industrial economy. As I mentioned above, we can take industrial economy in this story in a pastoral Indian timeline, which undoubtedly say that this is Marxist perspective. Basically, it's agricultural community to industrial. I must say that a problem the pastoral people face is that they have to pay majority, which is a nuance for rent. Including to this point is zamindar system. As a last point, let's talk about capitalism, which explains that rich controls the poor. Over to you, Enuri.
Thank you, Sara. As for the intrapersonal information is considered, we'll first look at Rukmani's psychology. Markandeya's use of first-person point of view in writing the novel brings out the psychological status of Rukmani. She is easily contented as she looks at her life with an optimistic perspective, but she is morally paralyzed due to the negative impact of society on women. And next, if we consider Nathan's mindset, he too is contented by his marriage with Rukmani, and whatever the situation, he faces them with all of his confidence. But at some point, he too becomes reluctant to face Rukmani due to his fear of his secret with Kunti getting revealed. Just imagine, what would your mentality be if you are a child bride? The attitude of young girls towards marriage is well exemplified through the characters of Rukmani and Ithara. In India, young girls are bound to accept the roles as a wife, as a mother, at a very young age. Next, the need of love and affection and the radical behavior of young boys is well shown by taking Rukmani's 5 sons as examples. Over to you, Sara.
Thank you, Enuri. Let's talk about themes and literary devices as a concluding slide, which has been picked out from the overall novel and the reference we have provided. Firstly, let's talk about themes. Fate of life is a concept in Hinduism which says that fate is the ultimate decision maker. Agriculture versus industrialization is another theme we picked out. By the impact of colonization, the agricultural economy which was existing was transformed into industrial economy. Social mobility in life. Marriage depends on money. As I said, it is the reason Last of all, literary devices, which made this novel more real. Nostalgia. The whole novel is a flashback. Secondly, first person's point of view. As an example from the novel, sometimes at night I think that my husband is with me again. This is said by Rukmani. On the other hand, this is a clear example to show this technique.
10-minute mark
Thirdly,
is up.
as examples, tannery is a main symbol for industrialization, while hospital is a symbol for Western medicine entering the pastoral community. Metaphor. The sunshine of the day brings the warmth of the home. And lastly, juxtaposition. Yes, happiness does not reach life. But as Rukman stated, we all must live. So don't give up on yourselves. Me and my colleagues hope that you got a sound knowledge from our presentation. Thank you.